Hey everyone, welcome to the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up, the show where the team from UrbanVinylDaily.com goes over everything there is to know in the designer toy, art, street art, and Sofubi world. I'm your host, Travis Likens.
And I'm Ben Pierce.
And this is episode 15, which we have entitled, Holy Guacamole, Batbear!
What is it, Robin?
Apparently it's a play on something that's coming later in the episode. But first off, we want to do one big thing and say thank you to our shirt sponsor of the week, which is
Urban Vinyl Daily. Oh, wait.
No.
Your shirt sponsor.
We sponsor it every week. No, so Designer Toy Summit, which is taking place March 18th in Memphis, Tennessee, is a convention, first off.
All right.
That is inviting people like artists, DIYers, companies that provide things like 3D printers, resin products, anything like that. Plush makers, plush sculpture people, basically anybody that's fostering the creative spirit to come to Memphis in March of next year and join in on the fun. If you want more info, you can head over to designertoysummit.com. You can find information like vendor rates and all kinds of stuff over there. If you have any questions, make sure to send over to info@designertoysummit.com.
You know who'd be a good sponsor? Fosters. That way they can foster everyone in their growth.
That would be. Or any kind of beer company that wants to sponsor us, or if you're just any kind of company that wants to sponsor us, make sure to hit us up, urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com. But moving on into the toy news of the week, Ben, kick us off with the first one.
First one is from Triplicate, in that he will be releasing, or I'm assuming it's a he, will be releasing the new colorway of the mini Mirth figure. It's clear. And these are 2.5 inches tall and will go on sale at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which for us in Ohio, that's what we're in. And they'll go on sale on Friday, September 16th. And they will be limited to 9 and are $45 each.
Pretty cool looking little figure. It's a very clear looking resin. The way the photo, if you can see in there, it's super clear.
Super clear.
Super
water.
Clear. It's like water.
Vodka.
Really, really cool. So if you're a fan of the little guy, make sure to pick him up. The next thing is we have news coming from Kyle Kirwin. He has a pretty big release plan for NYCC 2016, starting on October 6th. His resin blooms. And it looks like there's going to be available at a lot of booths like DKE, Clutter, Tenacious Toys, and For the Masses podcast, and a whole bunch more. It's in the photo. And each one is a different color, and there's even slight different designs. Like if you notice, like one of them has different legs and all kinds of other...
Some hairy kneecaps on one of them.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So... interested to see what's coming of that. Right now, we only have the vector art, so it'll be interesting to see once the figures are all revealed as far as the full sculpts. But make sure to follow Kyle Kirwin on Instagram. We'll put the link down there. And make sure to follow him. Make sure to see all these reveals.
Third piece is the third iteration of the Resin is King series from Tenacious Toys that will be at NYCC this year at the beginning of October. And so the Blind Box series features original designs from 10 artists, which we don't have named here, but the fact that there's 10. There'll be 100 pieces and $30 each October 6th at NYCC booth 309.
Yeah, and each artist is providing 10 designs, so that makes up the 100 figures, and some of them are even providing things like chases and whatnot. I saw that Forces of Darkness is involved. Jams is involved. I believe Dead Hand Toys was in there as well. So lots of people, lots of artists, and it'll be cool to see what they do when they come together again for the third series. The other two are really strong, and $30 a piece isn't bad for a small little resin guy. So,
and in case anyone wanted to wonder about my outburst, Travis has his phone hooked up to his computer, so we get to learn about every message and text that he gets.
Yeah, so there's a loud ding in his ear. So just keeping him awake and alive over there. So you may have been wondering
why we talked about Batbear.
Yeah, well, Luke Chu and Mighty Jacks teamed up for a release at STGCC this past weekend. It was for the gold and black version of their Batbear resin. And we're told there's going to be some more, well, the remaining ones, online from Mighty Jacks.
Yes, indeed.
So they haven't set a time or a date, but we wanted to make sure that we shared the figure with you and told you to keep an eye on at Mighty Jacks on Instagram or mightyjacks.rocks online.
Or an eye to the sky for the Batbear signal.
Or an eye to the sky, maybe to be golden black for the special release. So if you're interested in that figure, very cool looking. The first edition sold out like immediately. So if you want this thing, you better be paying attention because they're not going to last. That's just how they go. I mean, that's just Luke in general. So
yep. A piece I guess we saw earlier today that was announced from Task One under the pseudonym of We Are Not Toys was showing off and talking about J.C. Rivera's figure that we can only hope and have been promised to see at DCon.
Yeah, so it's like a resin bust, I guess. It's like from here up, like from the chest up. Features his Bear Champ character, like almost like a costume version, with a man with a mustache and a cigarette hanging out inside of him. So in the photo you can see there's one painted one that they kind of show off like part of it, and then the full sculpt is behind it. So it'll be very interesting to see how big the figure is, one, and two, it in person. So,
and three, Task must be pretty busy. This is the second hint that we've seen from him of stuff.
Yeah, so DCon looks like a big deal for We Are Not Toys this year. So if you've been paying attention, you saw the Angel Wants Angry Elephant. So more info hopefully coming soon. The final piece of toy news that we have actually comes to us from Kidrobot. So the massive producer is coming up with a Bob's Burger series that will release in February of 2016. The series 17. Sorry, I went back in time, not forward in time. But anyway, the 3-inch vinyl figure series features a ton of the famous characters such as Bob and Tina, and all kinds of other ones. So
the ones that you don't want to name.
Yeah, the ones I don't want to name.
Like Gene.
Yeah, so him.
Or Louise.
Yeah, there you go. So they're all in there, and there's multiple versions of some of the characters. The famous Fox TV series, these boxes will be $10 each. And there is also a surprise well, it's not really a surprise because they told us about it, but there's a 7-inch Tina that will be available, and it includes her journal of erotic friend fiction. So it's like a little removable book that she can hold. And the figure will be $50 each. So make sure to keep an eye on your favorite toy retailer, or head over to kidrobot.com in February, and you'll be able to add one to your collection.
Do so. But in doing so, we move on to art news. So the first piece is something we covered earlier in the week from Linda Panda, in that she's releasing her second Kickstarter-funded Linda Panda design book. And so in this case, it is the hashtag Daily Sketches 2 Kickstarter. Self-named. We didn't name it for her. And so it looks like, from the last time I saw it, it needed a little bit of help still to help fund this coffee table style book that you could flip through and show your friends and mesmerize that when you don't have the TV on.
Yeah, and it's a really cool project. I mean, she draws a sketch every day, so now she formats it into a book and moves it on so you can view it all in one place instead of having to dig through Instagram and whatnot. So they're always cute little designs and funny little things. So if you're a fan of Linda Panda's work, make sure to head over to the Kickstarter and check it out. The next piece of art news that we have is actually from Mike Fudge. The artist, known for his totem pole style designs, is teaming up with Blink-182 again. This is the second poster to create the September 13th date rock show poster for the Denver, Colorado date. The APs, we are told, will be releasing soon, and there's actually a special artist variant that will be available. He hasn't announced the time or date, but he said it would be announced via Instagram, so make sure to check out Mike Fudge Art on Instagram so you don't miss out on the release.
And in the event that you're tired of hearing of art and toys, we're moving on to events. So the first... I'm sorry.
That was a really bad transition.
The first piece we have, it was announced yesterday, in that Scott Tollison will be doing a release party at friend and colleague and maybe lover, maybe Ben Goretzky's 3D Retro.
Please send all hate mail to BLT Sports 25 on Instagram.
Exactly.
Or no, wait, no, you're not that anymore, are you?
I would never was.
Oh,
I'm that on Twitter.
That's on Twitter. That's right.
So before we got off track, the Odd Ones is finally coming out after many hints from Scott and several months worth of teasing. So that'll be October 8th, where he'll be at not October Toys, 3D Retro. All the same family of friends.
This just took a south turn when you took this.
Blah, blah, blah. Everyone's encouraged to come and meet Scott and trade the dunnies.
Yeah, so it's harken back to like what used to happen in a lot of designer toy stores. a trading party when there's a big Dunny release. Who's excited to have that? I am. I mean, 3D Retro and Kidrobot have been doing a pretty good job of that. Hopefully other stores will pick up as well. Next up, we have more New York Comic Con news. It's the fact that Clutter and Kidrobot are teaming up for another DTA Dunny show, this time utilizing the new 5-inch Dunny. Very awesome. The booth number is 603, and the show will feature artists like 64 Colors, the Barts. Man,
See?
we suck.
See?
We suck.
Talking's hard when we haven't eaten dinner yet.
Okay, so 64 Colors, the Bots, Dave Mark Art, JPK, RX7, Scott Tolleson, Gary Ham, and more. So if you are a fan of any of those artists, I saw that Scott Wachowski and Josh Mayhem are going to be involved, so I'm sure we're going to get some infected and blown aways, or
Yeah,
blown
I was gonna
backs,
say
or
you're
blown something.
You're about to be blown away with his design.
Maybe like a blown, man, I want to see a blown away infected. Get on it, guys.
With the bones being blown out of it.
The bones away. Bones away. Blows away.
Bombs away.
There we go. Something like that. I don't know. That's what I want to see, though. So make sure if you're at
NYCC.
New York Comic Con, go check out the Clutter booth and check out all the Dunnies. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of awesome work, and it's going to be a good time. Ben, moving on.
Now that we're done with that, in what I believe is the third stop in Scribe's book signing tour, he will be up at the Cipher Shop up in Inglewood, Colorado, seeing his good friend East of DF Crew, where on this coming Friday, September 16th, he'll be doing a live painting and a book signing. So for the most part of the early afternoon, he'll be doing a live painting, and in the evening, he'll be doing the book signing, so that those who are at work or those who can't make it earlier in the day will not be missing out on him selling books, selling wares, and signing books.
Awesome. So the final piece of news that we have for this week actually comes to us from Spoke Art Gallery, and ironically enough involves Bob's Burgers. So we have two pieces of Bob's Burger news this week, which is
it all ties back around.
Kind of an oddity for us. But Spoke Art Gallery just opened up a new location in New York City, which is in the Lower East Side of New York, and they're having a kickoff show, I guess you could say, right? And they're utilizing the officially licensed, harken back to our IP property discussion.
For those who actually watched it.
The officially licensed Bob's Burger Art Show, which will take place on September 24th. So if you're a fan of Bob's Burgers, this will be fun.
Of all the characters that Travis remembered and didn't remember.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm hoping it's kind of similar to like when they did like the South Park 20th anniversary art show and stuff like that. Like hopefully like a lot of artists turn out with a lot of really awesome designs, because it's fun. Like if you enjoy those shows, those kind of art shows are like, perfect for you. Or like those, anytime they do like a themed show that's like officially licensed, they get the access to the characters and whatnot. It's always a lot of fun if you enjoy the shows. If you don't enjoy the shows, then it's not as fun for you. That's just kind of, if you just don't like the shows on TV, then it's really not for you. But that wraps up the week. Lots of awesome stuff. If you want to check out some awesome stuff that we did last week, we had an interview with one and only Scribe to talk about his Scribble Squad book and how you can get involved with donating a book to the Children's Mercy Hospital of Kansas City. We also had a topic about intellectual property and the use of it in the designer toy scene. And we had some awesome coverage from Cincy Comic Con 2016, where we met up with people like Playful Gorilla to talk about Mothership Gallery that's opening up in November in Philadelphia. And we met with the team from Discordia Culture Shop to talk about Designer Toy Summit. So if you're a fan of any of that stuff, you want to go check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/urbanvinyldaily. And you can subscribe to our videos there. You can like videos there. You can comment on videos there, and you can really complain about all the stuff that Ben and I do wrong. If you want to do that in a more private manner, or you want to sponsor us or do, just send us a, hey, how's it going? You can go over to urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com, and that's a good way to get in contact with us. Or if you have something that you want us to talk about that we're not talking about, send it over to urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com. Also, you can keep up with us on Instagram or Twitter @urbanvinyldaily. Whoa. Facebook.com/urbanvinyldaily. Snapchat, Urban Vinyl Daily. We are everywhere and nowhere all at the same time.
Do we ever use the Snapchat?
No, we don't. We have.
Okay.
I have tried a couple of times, and it's
pointless.
We only have a few followers. So if you want to do it, just go over there and it'll tell me that you followed us. And then I can, make sure to do it more. But until we get more people, it's not really that useful. But you can always check us out at urbanvinyldaily.com for everything that we're doing, plus these videos, plus our normal posts, plus everything that's going on with Luna. Everything is there. So that's kind of the hub, and there's links to all the stuff that we do. And if you really, really want to help us out, you can donate to paypal.com, urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com, or head over to urbanvinyldaily.com on your laptop or desktop and click the donate to us tag that's on the right side of the website there. But we thank you.
I think our light bulbs are getting kind of old. They're flickering. So we need some light bulbs.
Yeah,
Someone donate some light bulbs.
We're gonna need some light bulbs. But if you're a fan, we really appreciate any support, shares, or anything like that. Donations, anything we support, we appreciate everything. So make sure to let us know what you think. But as always, I'm Travis.
And I'm Ben.
Have a great designer toy day. Hey everyone, this is Travis Likens from Token Nerd Podcast, and I'm here today to tell you something about sponsorship. That's right, Token Nerd now has a sponsor. The fine folks at TenaciousToys.com, your source for designer toys, pop vinyl, original art, and more, are now our sponsor. And guess what? As a part of that, you can get 10% off your next order at TenaciousToys.com by entering the code TOKEN10 at checkout. That's right, 10% off. And not only are they giving you this code, they're also going to be sponsoring many of our Token Nerd giveaways in the next coming months. So make sure to follow us at token_nerd on Instagram to catch our latest giveaways.